just as you just saw, I just spent today making these radiator hoses and the breather hoses for the catch can. And God bless the guy that has to make these on a daily basis, because these are a pain in the ass to make. I didn't have the car with me at my workshop, so basically I took measurements and I cut them with the angle grinder, as you saw, and then had to use a lot of WD-40 to grease these fittings up, and I had to make a special attachment made out of aluminum with leather on it so I wouldn't scratch up the anodizing on them. And on some of them I did actually scratch it, and I just kind of used a black Sharpie marker to kind of cover it up. And I'm going to have to do that on some of them, because right now that I just tightened it up, you can see like right there, there's some little scratches that I'm going to have to kind of, fix. But overall, this looks really good. I like the way it looks with the black. I got to order some 12 AN hose so I can do a kind of like a U connection right there where the coolant goes out, or used to go out, to the heater core. And I found out that that's what it is. I measured it and it's 12 AN, and this stuff is 10 AN hose. So that's all done here. I put the T-bracket on right after I mounted the engine, and I put that bolt on. And there's 3 bolts that kind of connect the T-bracket on, and I went ahead and ordered those from 100 Proof Hardware, so those should be coming in hopefully in the next week or so. And I won't know if everything's kind of watertight, there's no leaks or anything until I get the engine running, of course. Next thing to do is, when I get a little bit of time, is go ahead and remove these studs. I want to get all this stuff done before I put the intake manifold, so I can have access to all this stuff back here. Because I still got to cut a hole somewhere. I'm thinking like right here somewhere to run the wiring harness. And K-Tuned makes a grommet as well as CJ's wiring, but for some reason on his website they only have like 2 things on there. I'm not sure if his website's having problems or something like that, but I know he does sell kind of like a cover plate that's that perfect size that goes there, and I might order that, but we'll see. I just got to cut the hole first, and then I gotta connect this. Once I get those bolts right there and there hooked up to that T-bracket, I can go ahead and connect the shift linkage and go ahead and connect the intake or the exhaust, the straight pipe up to the exhaust. And then I gotta get some separators right here, because you can see that it's actually rubbing on the bracket, or not the bracket, the belt. So if I can get something that kind of holds these together like that, and then all along this edge right here to kind of clean it up as well, that'll make it look a lot better. And I think that's it for now. That's all I did today. But like I say, these hoses are a pain in the butt. I did watch a couple of videos on some guys like the Vibrant. This is made by Vibrant, these hoses right here, and they have actually a video on how to make these hoses, and the guys that do the connections right here, Autoplumb, they have a video as well. And I'll probably go ahead and just post, even though none of this stuff here, I'm not sponsored by any of these guys. I'm just kind of, mentioning them in case you guys want to do this kind of stuff to your car. But if you guys can share any of this stuff, and hopefully MPC, Motorsport, Autoplumb, any of these guys can hopefully hook me up with some of this stuff, because it's getting really expensive. That would be really nice. But as you can see, all these hoses look really good. Got to order the hose separators, and those will be done. And waiting on the bolts for the T-bracket. That should be in hopefully in the next week or so. I did try to mount the Skunk 2 radiator cap, and for some reason it just doesn't want to go on. I know K-Tuned makes a radiator cap for this, so I might it was like $27 from them, so I might go ahead and order that along with the grommet if I can get one from CJ's. And they also sell the clutch master cylinder that I'm definitely going to need. I was originally wanting to go with the S2000 master cylinder for the clutch, and I might still go with it. If Willwood makes one, I might go with that just to kind of keep everything the same, but we'll see. Just kind of throwing out ideas right there. And that's it for now. But yeah, the engine is getting kind of put together right now. And until I can get the chassis harness and all that other stuff, there's no way I'm going to be able to. Of course, I got to run all the fuel lines, which are going to be these black braided hoses with the PTFE high pressure lines. If that's what I need, I'm not sure yet. I got to do a little bit more homework on that, because I know I'm going to have to make all those lines as well as the brake lines and all that stuff too. So that might be next. We'll see. So yesterday, as I was installing this plate, I was not too happy with the bolts that I had put on there, and like I say, it might be a little bit OCD, but at least I know they're not going to rust up like the other ones. The only one I haven't gotten to yet is that one way up there that's covered by that bracket. Oh gosh. And I bolted on the exhaust, but for some reason it's really not sitting right. The rubber hangers just aren't, they're not lining up. This pipe right here is a little bit longer than the one originally had, so I might end up just swapping it out and seeing if that'll kind of take care of it. If not, I'm gonna have to figure something else out. But it hangs a little bit too far down in the back there, and I had this exhaust on there before, so I know it works and I know it fits. I just had a different header. I had the OEM header. Yeah, but it's kind of a pain in the butt when you don't have a lift or anything like that. I wish I had one. Just so I can kind of mock up this exhaust and get it on there perfect. But, I got to kind of scoot around both sides, and then, I have it lifted up and sitting on 4 ramps. So I'm pretty sure, it's sturdy enough, so yeah. But the exhaust, I mean, at least these bolts are on. This exhaust is on. And I think that's all I can do for now until I can figure out how to fix this exhaust problem. So for those of you that have been watching the channel and following this build, and if you haven't, you might want to click subscribe and hit the bell icon. But I bought this clutch master cylinder a while back, thinking that it would work because it came with the mounting plate. But after I tried to put it on, I noticed that it was hitting on a hump that's on the firewall. And this was basically made for a left-hand drive application. And since mine is a right-hand drive, I thought I kind of scrapped the idea of actually using this. And so what I did was like, well, I got nothing to lose, so I went ahead and just ground it down. Grind with an angle grinder and a flap disc, and got it to where it would actually fit. So you can see right here, this little hump that's right there was not letting it sit flush, and it would hit and it would kind of stick up like this. And so I grinded the mounting plate down, and now it fits. You can see the holes line up now. I'm not sure, because you can see that this is just a really small amount of material on this end right here. Of course, there's still this piece right here. And I'm going to have to use some different bolts and bolt it in from the back with some flush mounted Allen bolts. And I think it should work. I might have to put some sort of like a gasket material just to bring it up like a 1/16 of an inch, just to give it a little bit more clearance. I am going to go ahead and not use that guy, and I'm going to get another one of these Willwood master cylinders and use that. I have seen them used before like that, and I think it would look a lot better if I matched them. Use that for the brake and one for the clutch. It should work. I still got to run all the lines, of course, but that's further on down the road. So yeah, got this to work. Hopefully, I'm going to order the master cylinder today, and figure out what bolts I need, and then I'll have to get those. I might still have to shave bolt down a little bit down, countersink this area a little bit. Depending on where this sits, I might have to grind that piece or make it smaller. I'm not sure. We'll see when it comes down to it. Hey guys, good morning. Another lovely day here in New Mexico, and kind of been moving back and forth between projects. Yesterday, after I got out of work, if you may have seen the last video, I've been working on this shed, or she shed for my girlfriend, and yesterday, I'm not sure how much progress you've seen since then, but we put in a new deck up front, kind of trimmed in the windows, finished putting on the outdoor siding, and then started putting on the trim. So, we worked up until about 8:30 last night, and yesterday I did some more work on the intake manifold, and I'll show you right now. Alright, so yesterday I kind of put it's not bolted on, I just kind of set the intake manifold in there to make sure I was going to have enough room to put that master cylinder for the clutch, and it looks like I am. It's going to be similar to this one here for the brake, and I'm going to utilize that one with the base that I kind of modified yesterday. But anyways, it looks like it's going to work. But when I put it on, I realized that there was two vacuum ports that I was not going to be using. The rear one, this big one here, is for the brake booster, and of course we deleted that. So I decided to go ahead and remove this other one, as well as, this one here, and this one here as well. This one here is for a valve that runs down to the breather box, and of course we deleted that one, of course, and put this one here instead. So what I did was, they're not hard to take out. You just kind of use a pair of vice grips or pliers, whatever, and just kind of wiggle it out. I did break this one taking it out, because it was the first one I took out and I didn't know how to do it. But once I did that one, this one was easier. And then I took a couple of taps and threaded the inside. This one, I believe, was like 3/8, and this one here was a 1/2 inch. And then I put a little bit of Loctite and thread sealant, just to make sure that, because I threaded them all the way, I was afraid that if I just kind of put them in there, that it would kind of wiggle in and get sucked into the engine. So I made sure I put some thread sealant, or actually RTV, and some Loctite, just to kind of ensure that that does not happen. Now, there's a couple of other ports here, vacuum lines, right? This one and this one. This one, of course, will go up to the fuel regulator. And this one I can cap off, and if I need it for something else, I can, keep it there. And you can't really see it, so it's like underneath. The one thing that I am noticing is right here, if you notice how close that fuel pressure regulator is to this little mounting area right here. I mean, there's only about maybe a 1/16 of an inch. So I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get the fuel line in through there with that thing. So I might have to, I don't know, figure if, I don't know if they sell like an L fitting, 90-degree fitting for this to go out this way, or I know this is for a bracket for the cable, for the throttle cable, and this one, I'm not sure if I'm even going to need that, so I might just grind it down a little bit. But if I can't find that 90-degree piece, because I originally wanted to put AN fittings anyways to go out from here to the fuel filter and down to the gas tank and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, this is a lot cleaner now. It doesn't have those extra things that are kind of taking up the room. And that's pretty much all I did yesterday on that thing. And today, I have, I'm kind of moving between projects here. I have stuff at work that I'm doing for a customer, and then I'm doing the she shed, and then I'm doing this. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing. And right now, I think I was going to clean up. See that this is a side glass, and the quarter glasses that I have for this car. And of course, I need the moldings for the quarter glasses, and I did find them online. So I'm thinking maybe I should just clean up that glass and order the moldings so I can install the quarter glasses. I did call the guys for the windshield, and because of the shutdown and stuff like that, they're kind of backed up as far as being able to get the glass. So it's going to be a wait, I guess, for a while until I can actually get that glass, the windshield in. I did find somebody, because originally I wanted to put the bronze JDM glass, and I found somebody online that had the quarter glasses, and he wanted too much for them, so I decided not to buy them. And I really would like to have the bronze glass on this. It would look really nice all together with the color scheme, the Kevlar, everything, and the bronze wheels. But like I say, if I can't find them, I'll just go with the regular clear USDM glass, I guess. But yeah, that's it for today. I'm going to see what I can do today at work. Kind of move between projects and get some more stuff done on this.